Hey guys, tomorrow is David's birthday, and he requested, because it is a tradition in our family, that you get to request your dinner and you get to request what kind of cake, pie, dessert that you want as your birthday cake. Could be anything. Well, this year David requested Red Velvet Cupcakes. So we are going to make some Red Velvet Cupcakes, but me being me, I can't just make standard Red Velvet cupcakes. So I am going to make cheesecake stuffed Red Velvet Cupcakes with cream cheese frosting. So the first thing we need to do is, this is actually the cupcake recipe, and I want to get the cream cheese filling done first. So in here I just have probably about 6 ounces of cream cheese, and I have my eggs in water because I forgot that I would need to be using room temperature eggs. So I just had them sitting in some warm water for about 15 minutes or so, and I'd say they're easily room temperature now. So it's a nice little trick if you have not done your due diligence. So we just need an egg and the cream cheese, a little bit of vanilla, and a little bit of sugar. Just about 1/4 cup of sugar. And actually, I'm going to put a little pinch of salt in here as well. And then we're just going to mix this up. Simple as that. I had actually gotten my cream cheese and butter out, so at least they were room temperature. Maybe I should get an actual whisk to do this. That's a good idea. Let's do that. There we go. I should have mixed the cream cheese with the sugar first. I know that. I know better than that. Oh well. So it's a little bit lumpy. That's why you should mix the cream cheese with the sugar first, but I'll just strong arm it for a little bit and we'll get there. All right, this is looking much better. It's still a little lumpy, but you know what? It's going inside of the cupcakes and nobody's going to see it, really, because they're just going to bite into it. It'll be fine. All right, we're just going to set this to the side now. And actually, I need to get the oven preheating to 360. And now we can start on our cakes. And I'm having this recipe, and this is from the Preppy Kitchen, which is one of my favorite places to get baked good. Oh my goodness, I'm making a mess here. Recipes from. And happily, he uses grams for his measurements. It has cup measurements as well, but if you have weight measurements and you have a scale, I highly recommend using them, because your recipe will be just that much more accurate. So we just need 100 grams. Oh, not see. And 6. There we go. Exactly 100 grams. And I believe we are mixing all of the dry ingredients. Yes. All right, then we need a teaspoon of cocoa powder. I am actually going to add a little more than a teaspoon. Actually, I think I'm going to add 2 teaspoons because I'm going to be adding a little bit more egg because the full recipe calls for 3 eggs and I'm going to just do 2. So a little extra dry ingredients will not go amiss. And then a teaspoon of baking powder. That is baking soda, and I'll need I only need 1/8 of a teaspoon. Baking soda. So the full recipe for this makes 16 cupcakes, and that's just too much for the 2 of us. So, I mean, honestly, even 8 will be a little bit of a stretch. And then we need a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. All right. And a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Oh, sugar. Don't forget the sugar. Those would be kind of not very good cupcakes without sugar. Just need a 1/2 cup. All right, this can go on here. And we are done with that. Oh, so now we are to mix in the butter. This is interesting. I've actually never seen you do it this way before. So add in the butter and then you mix it with the paddle attachment until it is like sandy. Need 6 tablespoons of butter. And you're supposed to put it into small chunks into the mixer. Alright, get this guy on here. And while this is going, I'm going to grab a container to do our wet ingredients in. So our wet ingredients are 2 eggs, a whole bunch of vanilla extract, and 2/3 of a cup of buttermilk. So I don't have buttermilk, so I'm going to make my own with a little bit of vinegar. So let me grab the milk. And we're just going to add maybe a little over a teaspoon of vinegar. And we'll just let that set for a minute here and curdle up a bit. And then we need our eggs. Let's get those guys in here. I'm almost done with, that is definitely sandy. Oh, actually, there's a piece of butter that did not get mixed in. That's good. Even with just that little bit of chocolate in there, cocoa powder, you can definitely still smell the chocolate, which is awesome. Because these should have a definite chocolate flavor to them. Tablespoon of vanilla extract. Our buttermilk. And then I got some red food coloring because these things take a lot of red food coloring. And I was going to go for one that had more like natural ingredients in it, but honestly, they just don't work as well. So I went with the industrial strength kind. But it is better to use, you can use liquid, but like in this recipe, it says to use 5 or 6 drops of gel food coloring. Oh my goodness, why did they package this so difficultly? Or 2 to 3 tablespoons of liquid food coloring, which I just think that really affects the consistency of your batter. So I would rather use the gel. And I'm going to wash my hands before this stains. Yeah, too late. Oh well. My goodness, they just made this so difficult in all ways. All right. What is it? Yeah, so it said 5 or 6 drops. Oh, sorry, it says 1 to 2 tablespoons if you're using liquid. Oh, those were not drops. Okay, we'll start with that. Oh, that is very red. I love it. All right, in it goes. Right, I think that is combined. There is a piece of butter in here that's not quite combined, but I think it'll be okay. This is a very liquidy batter. I'm wondering if maybe I should put a little bit more flour in since I added so much more. I'm going to put a tiny bit more flour in. Like literally maybe a tablespoon. All right. I am a little concerned that with this batter being so liquidy, this cream or cheesecake mixture is going to kind of just sink to the bottom, but that's okay. The top will have the cream cheese frosting, so the bottom can have the cheesecake. I actually am going to spray these. I just found that they come out a little cleaner if they are sprayed. All right, that will be much easier. Just a tiny bit more in these two. And then you know what? I'm going to mix the rest of the batter with this and stick it in its own cup. We'll have some Frankenstein version of a cheesecake, cupcake, Red Velvet thing. Oh, that might be too much for this too. Goodness, I made a lot of that. I did like a half a recipe of what it called for. One more. I mean, I'm never going to say no to a cheesecake cupcake. All right, here we go. These guys are going to go into the oven. Actually, I'm going to clean up all of these little dibs and dabs so they don't burn on there. All right. into the oven for, it said 15 to 20 minutes. It might take a little bit longer with the cream cheese in there. So I'll still check it at 15. Chester, come on, off the garbage can. Let's go. Let's go. I know. Hey guys, so we are back to get our cupcakes all decorated. So we first need to start out making our frosting. So I have everything out here. I actually was a little concerned for a minute that I was not going to have enough powdered sugar, and we were maybe going to have the experience of making our own powdered sugar because I really didn't want to run to the store. But I think we're good. I will need 3 cups. All right, so let's get our cream cheese and butter in the mixer. So you definitely do want to have room temperature cream cheese. And I meant to take this out this morning before I went and did a tree pruning class, actually, which was very interesting. We will be doing some tree pruning here soon ourselves. So I got a lot of really great information. Anyway, I forgot. So it's a little bit later than I had anticipated to do this. But that is okay. So that's just 8 ounces of cream cheese, and we're going to do 1 stick of butter. And this is also a half recipe because we didn't make very many of the muffins. So this is one place that I do always sift because powdered sugar is very lumpy, and it doesn't really unlump when you put it in the mixer. So we are going to unlump it. Let's do those cups first. Of course, I made a mess. That is why I am wearing an apron. Though, because, yeah, I already have handprints on my thing. All right. All right, we need some vanilla extract. I'm going to put a good amount of that in there. And always got to have a little bit of salt, just a pinch. Maybe 2 pinches. Scrape this guy down for a second. Beautiful. And just like that, we have cream cheese frosting. You do want to make sure that you don't overmix your cream cheese frosting because the cream cheese will actually start splitting if you beat it too much, and that's not the kind of frosting anybody wants. I actually learned that fairly recently when I was looking up how to make cream cheese frosting more pipeable, because it's not the best frosting for piping. It just doesn't hold its shape very well. And I think you can add like some clear gel or something like that, and that makes it more pipeable. But anyway, when I don't think I ended up doing that because I don't think I have any clear gel, but that was one of the things it talked about, is that you might be tempted to keep beating it and that it will get stiffer, but it actually has the opposite effect. All right. I suppose I should taste this, make sure it's okay before I... Perfect. Have made a mess of my KitchenAid, but we will fix that later. All right, I have these 4 frosting heads. What are they called? Piping tips. That's what they're called. I know I've used at least, I think I've only ever used this one. Maybe I've used this guy. I don't know. I've always just been afraid to try one of these. So I'm thinking, well, you know what? I can try one. And if I think it's ridiculous, we can take it off and try a different one. All right. I have my bag here. I need a pair of scissors. I do have the reusable type of bags, but I'm just going to measure to about right there and cut. Because we want enough of it to be able to come out, but not get pushed all the way out. Let's see if it's enough. Oh, I wasn't using that one, was I? Yeah. Oops. Anyway, I think I was saying that I have reusable piping bags. They're such a pain to clean, and actually the ones that I have are pretty small. So, and these are big and hold a lot more. Oh my goodness, I need to cut even more. God, big guys. All right. As you may have seen in the past, a good way to fill up frosting bags is to use just a cup of any kind and roll the edges down around it so that you can get to the bottom fairly easily. This is going to be way more frosting than I need, even at a half a recipe. That's okay. Just get this all the way squeezed down and give it a good twist. And I think I want to test this on something else first before I start slathering it all over my... Oh, that's cool. Oh, I like that. In fact, I think that's exactly what I want to do. Perfect. Oh, cute. Little cake tray over there. Let's get this guy out of the way. Much to David's chagrin, I will make him blow out a candle. He doesn't really like celebrating his birthday. He's at the age when he'd rather forget about it. That one wasn't so great, but that's okay. Ah, look at that. So cute. So cute. Unfortunately, I wanted to cut one open to show you guys, but I think we're going to have to wait. Well, you know what? We have this guy, but this is more cream cheese than these guys have, or more the cheesecake filling. But we can still cut it open. This cake seems a little dense. Well, we're still going to taste it. See how this goes. The cheesecake layer is amazing. No, this is nice. It's maybe a little denser than I was expecting with how runny the batter was, but maybe that's the thing. I've never actually paid attention to that. It's good though. And that, folks, is that. I'm very pleased with them. I'm gonna go stick a candle in the middle of one, and I'll try and grab a little footage of the candle all lit. Anyway, Happy birthday to David. Hope you had a good time making his birthday treat with me, and I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.